Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iron Kaiser Gaming, and welcome back to Age of Empires 3, the Age of the World mod. Yes, there's some very exciting news in the Age of Empires world. I know Age of Mythology has just released, and a lot of people are really enjoying that game. I know I'm enjoying it a lot. But there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of news in the rest of the AoE world. Secret DLC coming for AoE2. We've got an upcoming DLC for AoE3. And in the creator community sphere, Age of the World is continuing to rock with a whole bunch of new civilizations and new features. And in their most recent patch, the Mounds and Mountains update, we have the Georgians and the Armenians brought into Age of Empires 3. They are awesome. And in today's video, I want to showcase them for you guys. I want to showcase just a small part of this incredible overhaul, this fan-created expansion pack for Age of Empires 3. So, we're going to dive right in. In today's video, I'm going to showcase the Armenians and then the Georgians. Let's dive right in. We'll start with the Armenians, and I've already got them sort of pre-selected. Let's take a look. Their civilization bonus. We get a free peasant, a villager, for every 5 trained or shipped. Knock towers are upgraded automatically at age 3 and 4. So that's like our watchtowers, our arrow towers. And grain carts are mobile livestock pens that also increase nearby villagers' gather rates. So obviously these two civs, the Armenians and the Georgians, this is coming straight from Age of Empires 2, AoE2's DLC, the Mountain Royals. This is the Mountain Royals brought into AoE 3. And what is so cool is they're taking bits and pieces from the design from that game and sort of translating it, transferring it into an AoE 3 context. That is really cool. So we have a bunch of unique units, Armenian militia. We'll look at the unique units in game. And we see a little bit of the description of the civ. Let's go ahead and dive right in. By the way, I'll pick an AI here. We just get a sense of everything that's been brought in. We've got the Armenians. We have Calusa, which I think, who are they? The Calusa people of Southwest Florida. So another Native American civ. The Cambodian Khmer, the Caribbean pirates, the Caribs, the Chorua, which are the native Peruvians, if I'm not mistaken. The Cherokee, and many of these civs have been updated. You know, for those that look familiar, they've been updated since last I showcased them. The Finnish, the Egyptians. We have the Georgians. We're going to see them in a little bit. The Inuit. Let's see. The Jesuits. I know they've been updated since my last video on them. Let's see. The Moroccans. The Mayans. The Mayans are in... No, yeah, the Mayans are new. Sorry. That's the Mayans are new. Let's see. Rapa Nui. The Cowboys. Tupi. Yoruba. Zulu. Yeah. There are a lot of new civilizations in the game. Okay, we'll go with the Jesuits as our opponent. Let's go ahead and dive right in. I've got to say, of all of the civilizations that Age of the World has added in, the Armenians and the Georgians may be the coolest. We get a unique explorer. He is a lord. The lord of your colony. He explores, builds TCs and trading posts. He can't fight, but he is able to train and empower peasants to fight for him. So that's how he's unique. He's kind of like a mobile barracks in a way. These units are weak, but they're cheap and you can use them to defend your home base. All right, we're going to go ahead and activate cheat codes so I can show you the civ pretty quickly. Let's get these guys out of here. All right. Here are the peasants. I think, if I remember, peasants, both the Armenians and the Georgians have peasants. They are cheap, but they also train slower than your average peasant. And as you age up, they become more expensive, but they train faster. So you have an interesting strategic decision to make on whether you stay in the earlier ages longer to build up your economy more cost efficiently, or if you want to go up ages quickly so you can get economy out faster. Interesting decision you have to make there. I see we can also train our peasant units from the TC as well as from our Lord character. Alright, here we go. Let's go to age 2 really quick, then we'll start building some things. The Landed Aristocrat. 1 homestead wagon and 2 peasants. Everything else looks kind of default. Alright. Let's start building some units here. Alright, here's a house. And as always, I have to just shout out the architecture. The Armenians, and we'll look at the Georgians too. Both civilizations look incredible. There's this town center. There's the house. The dev team it just does an amazing job creating these buildings that look unique and vibrant, aesthetic, really cool. Frankly, cooler than a lot of the base civilizations, to be honest. They look really neat, but then also they fit into the same mold. You know, there's the same architectural language that's used by the base game. So they don't look outlandish. They look like they fit right into AoE3, even as they are, you know, unique. So here's our first unique building, or unique unit. The grain cart. You know, we see in AoE2 that the Armenians and the Georgians have the mule cart, and the mule cart serves as a mobile drop-off point. Well, in AoE3, you don't need mobile drop-off points. So instead, you build a grain cart, and it makes your peasants collect faster. So that's a really nice sort of a economic force multiplier for your economy. Very cool. You can also use it to train sheep and herd sheep. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Here's our dock. Let's go ahead and build a dock. Oh. And we'll also build our unique tower here, the Nach Tower. This thing is going to be upgrading automatically as we age up, so we'll have to keep our eyes on it. But man, what a cool looking watchtower. Alright, here we go. We've got a fishing ship. I don't... Man, I'm going to delete you. I don't think the ships look any different. Which is kind of funny because for the Armenians in AoE2, the Navy's like a really important thing. You do have the unique dock, which looks extremely cool. Let's see. Do we have any other buildings to create? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Of course, TP does his normal thing. But we have the fortified church making its way from AoE2 into AoE3. Just like in Age of Empires 2, you are able to garrison vills and healers and grain carts into the fortified church, and it gives it an attack, just like in AoE2. We also have warrior priests, which we're able to train in Age 3. So let's quickly get out some military buildings, then we'll go up to Age 3. Look at this barracks, which looks epic as all get out. And the stable, so cool. I'm sorry, the architecture is one of my favorite parts of this mod every time. Here in the barracks, let me just let's quickly train some guys. Okay, in Age 2, I just want to shut off the XP for a second here. In Age 2, we have the Armenian militia. It's kind of a weak unit, low HP, but he's good against cavalry. So this is kind of your pikeman. Alright, Age 2, Armenian militia. Look at that, he's holding a pitchfork. Obviously, not exactly the most professional of soldiers, but he's going to defend his homeland and get the job done. The Fedayin. Armenian peasants with low HP, armed to defend their lands, good against infantry. So this is a light infantry unit, kind of the crossbow for the Armenians. And then the Nakharar, which is a very cool swordsman here. Heavy, noble Armenian infantry armed with a sword, deals more damage when close to peasants, including Armenian militia and Fedayin. So these two units, they're kind of cheap peasant units, as well as, let's go find that lord. Let's bring him over here, right? We need to train these guys here in Age 2. The peasant spearman, the peasant archer, and the peasant horseman. I'll train them now. Alright, so he's going to train those guys. Meanwhile, we're looking at the Ayruzdi cavalry. A royal horseman armed with a lance, best against infantry, but also effective against other cavalry. Now this is interesting because in the traditional AoE3 combat triangle, you know, normally you would go like Musketeer against Cav. But actually, you know, this guy, he can knock out Musketeer and... Look at that, it's like all Musketeer and all Cavalry. This guy might be too strong. But it's kind of an interesting strategic... What I would do, if you want to keep him this strong, which makes sense, by the way, the Armenians had a very strong cavalry force. It's one of the complaints among historians and historic fans of AoE2, is that the Armenians had a really strong cavalry, and AoE2 Armenia doesn't. So the idea that them having a strong cavalry, good against all infantry types and against cavalry, kind of makes sense. I would change this bonus to good against heavy cav. And that way they still have a clearly defined weakness against dragoons. Right? So I'm going to guess this is an expensive unit. 100 food, 95 coin, 2 pop. Okay. I would make it strong against heavy cav, and that way you can still build light cav against them, and they have a very clear weakness. I think that would make sense. Right? Okay, meanwhile... So here we have... Okay, here's our lord. The peasant horseman, the peasant archer, and the peasant spearman. Heavy infantry, light infantry, and heavy cav. As peasants, they're not that great, but take a look. Notice how he has 143 HP and he's got 10 attack. If I move him away from the lore, he drops down to 72 HP and his hand attack drops down to 3. And the siege attack drops down to 12. Where it was, I think, like, what was that, 20 or something like that? Yeah, it goes up to 37. So these units are way more powerful when they are near the Lord. So this is a really cool Explorer. This is one of my favorite designs in AoE3. In fact, a little bit of a sneak peek for you guys. I had an idea for a civilization. I was going to come up with a design for the Swiss. And they had a design very much like this. This is really, really cool. I like the strategic concept here. So we've got our Irudsti, which is... Didn't it say that it was better against... No, who is it? There was a unit. Oh, it's the Fedayeen. The Fedayeen, these are skirmisher units. No. There we go, the Nakarar. Heavy infantry, better when near other peasants. I love the lore concept there. It's like these warriors trying to defend their home, they fight harder when they are surrounded by those they're trying to protect. When they're surrounded by the bravery of the peasantry, that encourages them to greater feats of valor. I think that's kind of cool. I like that a lot. Let's go ahead and turn our cheat code back on, and we'll go to age 3. The Architect, 1 homestead wagon and 1 military wagon. Okay. Speaking of, we get to actually train warrior priests now. Let's go ahead and get them out. We'll also get out our tavern really quickly. And let's get out a plan. Yeah, let's build a plantation. Okay. Yeah. Plantations really look cool. They got their own unique design. I like it. Here's our artillery foundry. I don't think... Is there anything new with the artillery foundry? Wait, there might be. Here's our arsenal. Okay. And... yeah, I think we'll have to build a capital. Arsenal looks normal. Okay. The warrior priests. These guys are cool. They are... like healers. But you'll notice the hand attack is pretty good. It's actually better, or almost as good. Just about as good as the Nakarar. Right? So these guys are healers who can get into a fight, just like in AoE2. You love to see it. And one of the things that's cool, I think we're going to see, it's a card that actually lets them heal units while in combat. So if a unit is fighting, you can actually heal while they fight. That's kind of rare in AoE3, but we see it here with the Armenians. It's very, very cool. Here's the Aspet, a ranged cav unit that sacrifices HP for a stronger attack. Which I think for cav archers is a good trade. They really shouldn't be trading HP anyway. You want them in the distance doing damage, so you'll love to see it. Meanwhile, our final barracks unit here, the veteran composite bowman, straight from AoE2. They work a little differently. They're shorter range archers with low multipliers, but high HP and high base attack that deals area damage. Peasant archer, get out of the way. So they're pretty cool. Let's go ahead and upgrade some units. Check out the skins here. We've got our Armenian militia. Upgrade him. Nice, cool upgrade there. Upgrade the Fedayeen. Very, very cool. Wait, yeah, nice. I think the Fedayeen, yeah, they've got multiple skins. Over here, we're gonna upgrade our Cav unit. Nice, they look so cool. And I think that's all the upgrades. I'm gonna go over to the, yeah, get the green card out of the way. How about this? How about you go over there? Deal with that guy. Okay. The Arsenal, by the way, we have 2 unique units. The Mountaineer. Let's get these guys out. The Mountaineer, it's a Grenadier replacement. They have lower HP than normal, but higher range. So you can do damage from further away, which is awesome. Great against infantry and buildings. So here's our tier. These guys look amazing, by the way. One of the coolest looking units in the game, in my opinion. Let's upgrade them. There we go. Yeah, extremely cool. All right, let's go to age 4. The Ecumenical Patriarch, very cool unit there. We gotta build our capital. I think other than technologies, we don't really have a lot to showcase here. Let's go ahead and upgrade our units. Oh, the golden armor. So cool. And all right, yeah. Do they actually attack by throwing a javelin? That's neat. All right, meanwhile, let's go ahead and upgrade some units. Nice. Nice. Very cool. Awesome upgrade for the Nakarar. And then the Composite Bowman. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I don't know that I can upgrade the peasants. I'm going to guess they upgrade automatically, if at all. By the way, here at our fortified church, we have the normal technologies. We have upgrades for our... where are they? The healers. There, here are our healers. Nice, some upgrades there. All right, cool. Got a unique look. Unique tech here. Here it is. Combat healers. Healers train faster, and they can heal injured units while the units are fighting. So it's not saying that the healers can fight. They can already do that. But they can heal units that are in the middle of fighting, which is awesome. Frankly, I think that that should be something that healers can already do. I think we don't see healers enough in AoE3. That's a tech I would love to see in the game. If not in the game by default, this is a tech that most every Civ should have, I think. Or at least make it a cultural thing, because it's cool. We also have the Trebuchet. We gotta get out Trebs. Straight from AoE2, we have Trebuchets in AoE3, the Age of the World mod. I don't know that upgrading them... Oh, they don't even have upgrades. So... Oh, counterweight Trebs? Wait. Armenian Mountaineers. Upgrade them again. Oh, that's sick. Very cool. Very cool. And we have an upgrade for field guns, an upgrade for culverins. So I guess the horse artillery don't have an upgrade, and then the Trebs do. So let's see if this changes anything. Oh, look at that! You get different little... Your soldiers have a different look. That's cool. We gotta try to actually, like, blow something up with these guys. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, finally, let's take a look at Age 5. Our revolutionary options are Romania and Hungary, which I guess makes sense. We have this tech here, blue roofs. Recolors the roofs of some of the buildings to use blue. It has no gameplay effect whatsoever. It's just for fun. I'll go ahead and activate this. Woot. Okay, so a fortified church. And I want to say, I think some of the houses... I've seen some of the houses with blue roofs. Alright, let's go ahead and...
An offense against the Jesuits is an offense against God. Are you prepared to face his divine judgment?
Now, this is awesome, by the way. The AI have their own voice lines, which is really tough. That's a really cool thing to see in Age of the World. Notice, by the way, the Jesuits, their new architecture looks absolutely incredible. This is not a Jesuit showcase, but I gotta bring that up really quickly. All of the civs in this mod look amazing. Let's see. We need to go up to H5 here. Let's do the Royalist. Evzones. Interesting. The King. King of Armenia, chest of 2,000 coin. We gotta go with the King. And let's build a capital. There's our capital with its blue roof. And everything looks pretty normal in the capital. So I think that pretty much covers it for Armenia. The last thing we've got to look at... Oh, before I forget, hold on. I want to say the sails look a little different. I don't remember any sails that look quite like this, but otherwise it's pretty normal looking. Let's take a look at Armenia's deck. Let's pause the game here really quickly. And here are what I consider to be the unique cards of Armenia. In Age 1, you have Royal Funds. Your lord gains more HP and you can train even more peasants with your lord. Armenian Dynasties, a unique Armenian Caucasian age-up politician. Unique Armenian politicians become cheaper to research. This is interesting. If this were a competitive card, I mean, it makes your age-ups cheaper, which is amazing. And you can see it's 20% cheaper across the board. But it also makes your upgrade path more predictable. And I just wonder how that would play out in a PvP fight. Either way, it's really cool. Nation of Iron. You get a free iron mine. Villager mining rates increase, getting more coin. And it reduces the gold cost of unit upgrades. I'm assuming that's referring to the tech upgrades, here in the barracks. I don't think that means the blacksmith. I could be wrong. In H2, Inspire. Your lord gains more HP and also boosts the damage and HP of nearby units besides peasants, especially Armenian militia and Fedayeen, which is really cool. So again, it just makes the lord even better at upgrading all of your units. I love the concept of this lord unit. It's really cool. Speaking of Strength and Resolve, your lord gains more HP and gains an aura that strengthens nearby units' resolve, negating some of the damage they receive. I'm assuming that means that these units get armor by being near the lord. It's pretty cool. Knock towers are upgraded early. And I forgot to spotlight the knock towers, but I'm sure you can rewind the video and look at how these towers have upgraded with every age up. It's very cool. Knock towers are upgraded 1 age earlier, and you get a knock tower wagon. It's pretty cool. Treaty of Divin provides your church with unique Armenian improvements. I have not looked at these prior to creating this video, so we're going to discover this in real time. I'll come back to this. We'll pick this up. This will be the last thing we do for Armenia. Local levies. Ships 1 Nakarar, 2 Fedayeen, and 3 Armenian militia for every 7 minutes of game pass. Okay, cool. Malhazutyun. Nakarar's damage. They gain a 25% chance to critically strike, dealing 50% more damage. Very cool. Target practice. Composite bowmen gain more area damage, and every third attack will take longer to shoot, but will deal more damage in a larger area. Very cool. Gurs. Iruzdi Cavalry deal more damage and gain a charged mace throw attack. That's awesome. So they get that's Iruzdi Cavalry, which is the I think that's your normal heavy cav unit. They get this charged ranged shot, which is really awesome. It almost reminds me of my design for the Crusader States that I suggested for AoE2 back in my Crusader States video, where the light cav would have this ranged shot, which is really neat. Curtain Wall increases the HP of walls and allows composite bowmen to garrison in towers, increasing their attack. Very, very neat. Frontline garrisons, towers, and keeps become able to train infantry and cav units. Karit, or Serit. Armenian Javelin Combat Sports. Increases Cav's HP and reduces their train time. Okay. Kind of a combo of some other Cav cards in the game. And finally, in Age 4, Havetics Designs. Trebs move and fire faster. Okay, last thing we're going to do. Let's look at this Treaty of Divin. Here we go. Okay, unique text. Christian Armenian levies. All land and military units train faster. Nice. Definitely a good pickup. Ships 16 Alans, which training was developed by the Alans. Okay, look at the grammar. I'm a little confused by that. So, a launch. What is an alaunt? Let's find out. No, not you guys. A launch. You appear to be dogs of some kind, obviously. A war dog trained by the Alans to fight alongside them. Very neat. So this is a unique war dog type unit. And this is... I didn't check the age requirement on this, but this would be, I'm guessing, maybe age 3? I don't know. It was the middle tech. I honestly don't remember, but still. That's a bunch of war dogs. Does it enable them anywhere? Can the Lord train more dogs? I feel like that's something that people would like, is the ability to train dogs with your Lord unit. What is this? Well, okay, empowers nearby peasants, yeah. Okay. And what's our final unique tech? Cilician Resistance. 10 Cilician Janissaries arrive to join the cause. Oh, that's cool. So these are Janissary units out from under the Ottoman banner. Very cool. Are they are reskinned, aren't they? That's not just a normal Janissary look. Pretty cool. Very neat. So that is Armenia. And before I start gushing too much about them and sharing my thoughts on those units, let's go ahead and take a look at the Georgians. Okay, so here we are with the Georgians. And in Age 1, the architecture is just very default. Right, not a lot of changes there. But let's go and dive into Age 2 really quickly. And we will go with the Landed Aristocrat. Boom, and here we go. Now the unique architecture kicks in. And again, just a gorgeous looking civilization. These designs, they are, I believe, largely they are... Some of them look like they're the same as the Armenians, but if I'm not mistaken, that town center is unique. Let's see, let me build that. Again, the architecture will be shared in some cases. It should look very similar in some cases because they are, you know, part of the same region of the world. We have a lord, just like before. Kind of has the same features, although he does look unique. He is a Georgian lord who can also train peasant units. He's got kind of the same general features. But now that we're in Age 2, let's train some buildings. We have our own fortified church, which looks slightly different. It's a Georgian unique church instead of an Armenian one. We have a war camp, or an army camp in Age 2. A cheap military building. It's half the cost of a normal barracks. It trains and upgrades basic Georgian military units. It builds fast and has no placement restrictions. That's a little bit weird, because I'm not sure of any buildings that do have placement restrictions. I guess these guys have a build limit to keep. But let's go ahead and take a look. We've got, in Age 2, we have the Apostle. Not warrior priests, but apostles. They are kind of like the missionaries of AoE2, healers on a horse, mounted Georgian priests that can heal injured units. And we have the same tech as before, combat healers. This allows your apostles to heal injured units during combat. It's interesting. I don't know about the Georgian faith, whether they call their priests apostles. I know in many Christian denominations, the apostles would refer specifically to the 12 disciples, like the apostles, the fathers of the early church. But anyway, I know that's not true for all denominations. So moving along. We got in our army camp, our tier 2 units, we have the Kartlian Spearmen, archaic Georgian heavy infantry, the Metsikovne, heavy ranged infantry that throw javelins, stronger when near defensive buildings, kind of reminding me of the Maltese Sentinel. And then the Monaspa, which should look very familiar to us AoE2 players. A hand cavalry armed with a lance, stronger when near the Lord. So no longer do they get bonuses from being near each other, you know, and kind of that bonus from being near a bunch of other Monaspa or knights, but instead you get a bonus from being near Lord Gurieli, or whatever the name of your lord is. So they were 350% HP, 33 hand attack, down to 310 HP, 28 hand attack. So a pretty significant difference. Once again, you want that lord in the middle, in the thick of it. I love that. That is such a cool design. again, kind of reminds me of some of the things I did with my Crusader States build and what I was trying to accomplish with like monks with relics and things like that. I just love this concept. And it's so cool to see what you can do in the AoE3 engine. It makes me so excited with the popularity of Age of Mythology. I can't wait to see what modders do in that game as well, because both games run on the same engine. It's really cool to see this kind of stuff in AoE3. Let's see if there are any other buildings we have to pick up before we go to Age 3. I don't think so. We do have a tavern, which is pretty normal. Yeah, we'll go back to work there. And let's go to Age 3. The Architect. Same politician as before. Letting us build a keep. This is like a castle from AoE2. I also like the little war trumpet. I could do without the cannon shot, honestly. I would just do the little... I think that's cute. Yeah, nice. And we have several extremely cool unique units there. First, let's get upgrades for these old units. Okay. First, the Spearman. Oh, I'm sorry. That's just so cool. I love it. I love it. All right, here we go. Where these guys got the Metsikovne. Yes, that is so cool. And the Manaspa, looking neat, looking neat. All right, over here, 3 units. We have the Tadzreuli Soldier, a knight armed with a great sword and a shield, absorbs some of the damage inflicted to nearby allies. So very similar to the Papal units from the Italians. The Kevsur Marksman, a sturdy rifle infantry with mixed resistances. So kind of a good all-around frontline unit, it looks like. Good against infantry. Interesting. So I'm going to guess he's light infantry? Veteran Aznauri Cavalry. So my better unit description mod is kind of overriding the description here, but this is a light cav unit. I don't know about how it's unique. But let's take a look at him anyway. Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I think these designs are cooler than Malta. The Malta in the base game is cool. I think this is cooler. I think the designs, the aesthetics are amazing, and the lord mechanics, the things that I'm seeing, the way that the peasants work. I love these designs. Look at these guys; it's so cool. Okay, so a cav archer unit. That's really neat. I think this is epic. Epic of Gilgamesh. Extremely, extremely cool. Okay, let's go ahead and quickly throw down. There's another plantation. And let's go up to Age 4. Okay, we see the buildings upgrading and just looking cooler and cooler. Yeah. I love this. Okay, let's see. Are there any other buildings that need to be built here? The arsenal, I believe, looks a little different than before, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, let's get some unit upgrades. Alright, Spearman time. Yes! Yes! Epic. Absolutely epic. I like it a lot. Really, really cool. Especially, let's take a break and just remember for a second as we're doing this. This is not an upcoming Forgotten Empires DLC. This is not official. That would be hype enough as is. But no, this is like a handful of guys, working on this mod, creating this as fans of Age of Empires 3. And I love that kind of thing. I mean, I've created a couple of mods for AoE3. Some things that I've tried to make the game more approachable for people and have created some fun little mods. But nothing like this. Just an overhaul, bringing in so many new civs into the game. Absolutely epic. Here we go. Upgrading the Tadzreuli soldiers. Dude. I mean, you guys are like Teutonic Knights with the kite shield and with Georgian crosses. 10 out of 10 in my book. The deflection ability. Yeah, just really, really cool. Alright, here we go. Alright, a little upgrade there to get the belt. That's cool to see. And yeah, looking really cool. I like it. I like it. Some upgrades here. Keep HP, keep attacks. Just like regular forts. But you can build them, and you can rebuild them instead of, having to ship one in. And really quickly, we got the blue roofs again. Which change... See, again, there we go. There's a house with a blue roof. Are all of the houses blue now? No. So it only changes the color of... Oh, it does. Okay, blue roofs. Okay, same thing as the Armenians. I will say this. A little bit of a minor suggestion for the dev team. I think the blue roofs thing is weird. I'm guessing that this is like a reference to history in some way. I don't know Armenian, Georgian, Caucasian history well enough to really speak to this. But instead of making this a tech in your town center you can pick that does nothing, it's just weird. I would tie this into some other technology or shipment you can send as like a side feature. Like, you upgrade your outposts and it changes the color or something. I don't know. Or like a particular unique shipment, which we'll talk about in a second. Let's go to H5. Oh, the revolts. We can pick Romania or Hungary. Not doing that. We're going to go to H5 with the Queen of Georgia. Sending 2,000 coins. Same thing as the King of Armenia. Nice. We can build a capital now. Very nice. All the techs are there, just like before. And I don't think in Age 5 any of the units look any different. No. No, they do not. Okay, no changes there. Alright, very, 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 very cool. So, let's wrap this up by taking a look at the unique Georgian cards. And there are actually a couple that I wasn't even able to put in. I think there were a few that made your navy slightly better. But, which is funny because, again, I think the Armenians are the one who are better known for their cards, or for their navy. So, by the way, really quickly, new pirate architecture. This has changed since my last pirate showcase. We only see a handful because the AI is not doing very well with them, but these guys are amazing. You've got, what is that, new Buccaneers, and yeah, they're just cool. Anyway, back over to the Georgians. That's who we're about today. Let's take a look at their deck. Age 1, Royal Funds, gains more HP, train more peasants, just like before. Bagratoni Legacy. Aging up becomes faster, and it provides you with a crate of 500 XP each age up. Now, I find this a fascinating card because theoretically, you want to send this sooner, right? There are typically more important Age 1 cards to send, especially if the game is going to go quickly. But I guess 500 XP is a lot of XP to miss out on. Right? I mean, even here at shipment number 75, 500 XP would be a decent chunk of that shipment. So that's a lot of XP that you're leaving behind if you don't ship it right away. I don't know which one is, like, when would you want to ship this, but it's an interesting card. Not to mention, especially with the way peasants work, you want to stay in Age 1 longer because they're cheaper, maybe? I'm not sure. In Age 2, we have Generosity. Your lord gains HP and slowly heals injured idle units around him. I like this a lot. Makes your lord even cooler than he already is. I wonder if he could benefit from the Combat Healers card. That would be a really cool 1-2 punch. Lead the charge. Your lord gains more HP and gains an aura that boosts nearby units' movement speed. Yes. Could that like maybe put the lord on a horse? I don't know. In H2, okay, guys, I'm gonna mispronounce this. Svetishkoveli Cathedral. Fortified churches gain more HP and increases the gather rates of villagers in a large area around them, just like an AoE2. So epic. I love it. I'm sorry, I love it. That's awesome. Tree of Eternal Peace. Provides your church with unique Georgian improvements. I've not looked at these yet, so this will be the last thing we do for the Georgians. Georgian Reconquista. Killing enemies and destroying buildings grants a larger XP bounty, especially TPs in town centers. Cool. Fortress Guards. Metsikovnes bonus near defensive buildings becomes stronger and also applies to enemy defensive buildings. And the attack of your defensive buildings is boosted by 2%, up to 30%, when 15 Metsikovnes are nearby. I'll be honest, this one feels a little weird because the Metsikovnes is already like a Sentinel, right? And the Sentinels have a card that do the same thing, right? It increases the bonus, and it makes it apply to enemy walls and towers as well, right? So this one does that, but then it also adds on this extra thing. So I guess this goes both ways. It makes your Metsikovnes stronger near the towers. It makes the tower stronger near the That's kind of interesting. I think it might be a little much, but I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I almost would prefer if it was something simpler, like just do the second part, and then it also like ships a tower wagon or something like that. You know, just to make it a little bit more unique from the, or to make it more unique from the Sentinel. Maybe this does something like, you know, these units heal very quickly when near towers, and you know, and it ships a tower or something like that. Just so it's a little different from Sentinels. But I like it. Apostolic Knights. I've got to mention this. A little bit of a side thing. The Apostolic, at least in English, there would not be an H in Apostolic. Unless there's some Georgian reference that I'm missing. But normally, there would just be no H there. Just like, this is a very random thing, but I'm a random YouTuber sometimes, so we're doing this. The Arsenal, which again, the Arsenal looks amazing. I love the existence of these trebuchets. But the treb is described as archaic, and there's an extra H in archaic, which is not in English. You just say AIC. There's one H, the first H is there, but not the second H. Anyway, random typos are kind of my jam. Let's dive back into the cards. Okay, Apostolic Knights. The soldier's attack is increased and they gain a charge sword throw attack. I think we gotta do this. I've got to see these guys throw a sword that deals melee damage at range. I'm sorry. We've got to do this. Ba-boom. Okay. Wait. What is it? It's the Tadzurelli, right? Yeah. Tadzurelli. Where are you guys? Come on. Okay. Oh yeah, the infantry. They're not on swords. These are the infantry guys. They're just gonna lob a claymore at the head of an enemy. Please tell me that's what happens here. That would be hilarious. All right. While they're moving over there, we're gonna keep going. David Yuri, hand infantry attack faster and gain a bonus against gunpowder units, which is really awesome. It means that if these guys get up into the face of their foes... Okay, here we go. I've got to know. Yes! Did you see that? Just lob the claymore. That is so hilarious. The new icon for the pirate captain looks really cool. Yeah, they're epic. I'm sorry, they're just epic. That's just how it goes. Catholicos. Healers gain more HP and heal. Healers gain more HP and they heal and train faster. Okay, cool. Frontline garrisons, knock towers and keeps are able to train every infantry and cav unit. Same thing as before. Supra. Get 500 food in your resource inventory per mill you currently have on the map. Interesting. In H4, Partisan Wars, mercs and natives train faster, and your troops, I'm assuming those are saying like your native Maltese or Georgian units. Your native Georgian units become stronger near them, which I think is fascinating. It almost reminds me of how the wasn't it the with the Armenians, there was the one like heavy infantry unit who was stronger near peasants. It's kind of a similar thing here, where your Maltese units are inspired by the natives and the mercenaries that are fighting alongside your cause. Kind of a cool mercenary stables. Is that new? Trains and upgrades hand and ranged cavalry. I might want to stick around just long enough to see this mercenary stable go up. Anyway, let's see. H4, Partisan Wars. Okay, got that. Lessers ships 1 Monaspa per mill and estate you currently have on the map. They train faster and their upgrades are cheaper. Mills and estates. That's not a lot of Monaspa. In a late game situation, that's what? Let's go let's go crazy. That's like 8 mills and 8 estates, which I think that's maybe too much. But that means it's only 16 Manaspa. And then they train faster, and eco and military upgrades are researched much faster. Interesting. That is an extremely cool looking stable. Not Georgian, but I gotta shout it out because it is really cool. Alright, last but not least, we gotta look at the unique tech here. Treaty of Eternal Peace. Unlocks for us Didgoroba. The celebration of the miraculous victory provides a temporary boost to all gather rates and a permanent 10% increase to all gather rates. So, you get a spike with a bunch of gather rates and then a permanent 10% after that. So it almost sounds like a better version of A Glorious Year from the Spanish, right? Alanic Legacy. Okay, the same thing. The Alliance, the War Dogs. And then Gruzinski Hussarski Polk. I'm kind of sad it's not Polski. 8 Georgian Hussars arrived from the Georgian Hussar Regiment. Okay, very cool. So, wait a minute. Georgian Hussars. They look epic. Really cool. It sounds like, not knowing the history that well, but just seeing the way that the unique tech describes them. The 7 Years' War. What is that? Wait, War Hussar? Oh, you can chip it twice. That's cool. That's really cool. Is this like a reference to a Russian unit? Just from the description of the unit, you get the 7 Years' War. What, the 7 Years' War? That's not... Huh. I'm just wondering, why can you not just like train these units as part of the Georgians? Is it a reference to a Georgian unit from, like out of Russia, or what's the story? I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments below what the story is behind the Georgian Hussar. I think that pretty much finished this up. You have trebuchets for the Georgians as well, which is, again, an amazing reference to the fact that these civs are kind of coming from AoE2. A lot of the inspiration, this would be the ultimate set of civilizations for an AoE2 fan who wants to play AoE3. What an incredible mod. I mean, I have loved the civilizations that I've showcased on the channel thus far, including some designs that have, like, some of my old videos have since become outdated. Yeah, I'm just checking the deck real quick. The dock and the ships, they don't seem to have changed at all. There we go. Yeah, they're pretty neat. I think these might be the best designs of the mod so far. I mean, these guys, the Age of the World has just gotten better and better and better with every release, and I think the Georgians and the Armenians are, like, the top of the list. Guys like the Barataria Pirates, they're cool. The Caribbean Pirates now, they're not Barataria anymore. The Caribbean Pirates, the Cowboys, they're cool, but Georgia and Armenia, blowing them out of the water, I think, with some of the coolest unit designs, the architecture, the way that the civilization plays. I can't speak to whether it's perfectly balanced or not. I imagine some things would have to be fine-tuned, if this were a Forgotten Empires release. But the concept of how the Lord works, and how the healers work, and how fortified churches work, make this just extremely unique, extremely cool, and like I said earlier, honestly, probably cooler than Malta. Cooler than some of the base civs in the game. Honestly, maybe cooler than a lot of the European civs. I mean, they just seem so unique, but also feel like they fit right in. I really, really like the design of these civilizations. I'm wondering, maybe the only thing I'd say is I wonder if the civs, if they could get some late game upgrade into gunpowder, because you don't have any gunpowder units at all, no musketeer or riflemen for the Georgians at all. I'm not even sure of the timeline, like when Georgia would have fallen out of relevance. But like, I think maybe a card that gives their, where are you guys? The Aznauri cavalry. Maybe gives them, guns or something like that could be cool. I don't know. I know that Age of the World, they are not beholden to the timeline, so I don't even know the history, whether that would make sense or not. I'd have to go and do a little bit more research, but they're a little bit stuck in the medieval age. Again, a lot of the AoE2 influences, but I love it. And I do think it makes sense given what I do know of the history. These civs are amazing. What an incredible addition to AoE3. Guys, I'm going to leave links in the description below to how you can download this mod, try it out for yourself. I'll leave links to the Age of the World Discord, where you can talk to fans of this mod, or the developers, and share your opinions and just how hype you are for these civs. If you like this video, like it here on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, let me know if you want to see more Age of the World here at Iron Kaiser Gaming. Let me know what you want to see next. For now, this is yours truly, the Iron Kaiser, signing off. Have a great one out there, guys. See you around. God bless.